Hey guys, Troy here from Fate and Crisis. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the song Skies Turn Black from our first album, Fate and Crisis 2016. So I remember when I was writing this song, that was right when the US federal elections were going on. And there was that whole Trump versus Hillary Clinton thing happening. And it was very upsetting to me. Fundamentally, it was upsetting to me that somebody that ignorant and hate-filled was going to be in a position of power, most likely, to influence the policies of the world and just put that out there. And I felt the need to channel that anger and frustration that I felt into something positive, and that's what the song's about. It's just kind of talking about how bad things could get based on discrimination and ignorance, and urging people to be aware, be critical of different policies, and be critical of what's happening, and ensure that you're not subject to having those kind of negative thoughts pervade your psyche and the way you think, and make sure you keep an open mind and put positive things out there in the world. So yeah, basically the main crux of the song is just talking about the frustration felt when looking at the ignorance and discrimination in the world. That's the main crux of the song. And it was really good for me. I really needed that because I was feeling very frustrated at the time, just with the way things were going. For the chorus, there's a little part where it breaks down a little bit, and there's clean guitars. I really loved that. I think it breaks up the song really well, and it helps to make the chorus even more climactic because it's come down, the distortion's away. It almost sounds like a piano to me. I find like when I do clean guitars, it always reminds me of a piano. So that was really cool. Actually, I've always wanted to put that on a song too, so maybe I will put that on one of the new songs. Although I'm not 100% sure how to do that. I can't really play piano very well, so I'll have to get someone to come in that can play. But I really love that part of this song. I think it added something different and gave it a whole new vibe, which I really liked. I think it's really apt too, the subject matter of this song, because I think you can apply that to basically any era of politics that's out there. I think people should always be critical, should always be thinking about whether or not the government is doing what's right for them, or what's right in the world, and whether or not change is needed. I was listening to a lot of Rage Against the Machine recently, and honestly, they wrote their songs back in the 90s, and they're never more applicable now than they were then. And it's sad in a certain way, but also I think it's really needed for people to keep themselves shaken out of apathy. In terms of playing live, this song is easy to sing, just in that it's in, again, a key that is easy for me to do, but at the same time, there's a lot of vocals. So sometimes when we play, it can get a bit frustrating because I end up having to stand behind the mic for long periods of time instead of being able to move, which is what I like to do. I love the breakdown after the chorus, and I love the harmonized guitars there. It's some of my favorite ones. Really feel like it's that like desperate vibe. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. So one of the things I did differently with the main riff here is, instead of just playing it on the single notes, is I keep the high string open when I play the bass notes. It gives it like this little extra like crunch to it when you play the riff. And I really like that. I think it adds a lot to it. You can kind of hear it at the start of the song in particular. So give it a listen, see if you can catch it next time. I like to do little tricks like that to help the riffs sound different from each other and just to give them a whole different vibe. Like typically if you're playing in power chord, if you add the one thing at the top, you can end up making a minor chord, which sounds really cool. If you're playing a power chord at the bottom, you can add the open strings above it open. That gives it a whole new vibe. I always like looking for little tricks like that can help really, open up a song, make it sound fuller or thicker, or just give it a completely new tone. So that's Skies Turn Black, and there's not too many funny stories behind this one. But so this is one of the last songs recorded for the album, and I think it turned out really well. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. It's full of energy. It's exactly what I wanted it to be. And it really helped me when I was feeling very upset about the political climate in the world. If you like what you hear, check us out in the link below at our Bandcamp. Our full album is available for download and streaming. Anyway guys, rock on.